listening to Community Forum on KCCC930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889.
Hi, I'm Hattie Quinn, hosting another community forum, and today I am here in the Mountain Lion studio with Sarah Bowman.
Hello, Hattie. Great to be here today. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited that you could come. I know that we wanted to do it in March for Women's History Month, and we were unable to accommodate schedules, but I'm so glad that you were still willing to come in.
I'm glad to be here, and better late than never, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my first encounter with you was at the SENMC Foundation dinner, where you were very elegantly dressed, and I was absolutely in love with it. And we were both there with colored hair, you know, like colored hair. Right?
Got a rocket.
Yeah. And mine is faded and I'm lazy. But
Same.
Yeah. But I was just like utterly struck by, you know, just like dressing up and going out. I love that. And I've really, since then, tried to remind myself when we're going out to do things like, hey, like life is meant to be lived.
Exactly. Life's too short. We don't get a lot of opportunities to get gussied up here in Carlsbad. So
Exactly.
I like to take the chance and take the risk sometimes.
Yeah. So I definitely did that for the Mayor's Energy Summit.
Oh, very
at Walter
good.
Garrels. I dressed like up in my like Morticia / Maryland dress.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, it
I
was
love
awesome. So you were then, I believe, the secretary of the SENMC board, but you are now the president.
That's correct. Yeah, big shoes to fill. Miss Tiffany Frintz has unfortunately had to leave us on the board, and so that left the position open. And of course, eventually, all secretaries become chairs some days. We get our wings and we ascend up.
So true.
And yeah, it's been about 4 months now, and I'm really enjoying it, learning something new every day. And I have the wonderful Ned Elkins as secretary to make sure I don't deviate off the path too far.
Well, I have to say, as a person who's run a lot of board meetings from different charity things that I've done, like you keep the meeting moving at a nice, easy pace. It's not like rushing people, like, but like at the same point, like you give people the opportunity to have their word, but you keep moving, and I really like that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, I've had a lot of practice. Believe it or not, before my time as a board member, I actually ran a World of Warcraft guild and raid team. So for 10 years, I had lots of experience leading large groups of players towards an objective, and I just saw that as training for this future opportunity.
Absolutely. That's so amazing. People don't even think about like the real world experience that we get that can be translated into leadership lessons.
Oh, it's so true. In fact, that was one of the key elements of the guild that I ran was we made sure that we had workforce development opportunities within the guild. So we took everything as a work opportunity to teach resume building, interview building, and being able to put it on actual applications for jobs because it is an experience. And it's marketable, especially in today's day and age.
Definitely in today's day. Yeah, they're no longer really frowned upon. Like that's real life experience. You were coordinating people, the hand-eye coordination required for these kinds of things, the strategy built into it. Like there's so much.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Way more. And I think that kind of intimidates some people, but I challenge people to not let it intimidate them. If you take it step by step, it's actually pretty easy, and you can make some great friendships along the way.
I love
Yeah.
that. So, what is it like leading the board of SENMC?
Ooh, I like to call myself the chief chaos coordinator. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually been, all things considered, probably the easiest board that I've had to lead. I've had lots of experience on boards. Most recently with the Eddy County Health Council, I'm serving as a board member ex officio, meaning I get to be there, but I don't get to vote, but I get to advise. And that's been really, really rewarding. But it taught me some challenges and how to overcome those challenges as they come up. And I think the one lesson I've learned is that everybody makes mistakes, and we're going to make mistakes. It's how you own them and how you grow from them.
Oh, absolutely.
That really shows your character. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Like so many people can't just say, oh, I totally messed that up. I'm so sorry. Here's how I'm going to fix it.
Right. Taking ownership, right? It's hard to do because our pride gets in the way, especially our mountain lion pride. But it's important because, everything's a learning opportunity, especially even being on a board.
Love it.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the Eddy County Health Council, which you serve on. So tell me about the work that they do.
Yeah, absolutely. So they've been around since the early 2000s, but I took it over, helping with coordinating about 5 years ago now. And currently we have several subcommittees that are working on some great work in our communities, but everything is centered around health, both physical and mental. One of our subcommittees actually is working on building a community garden at the college, which is the Hidden Garden, right?
Oh, yeah.
Up there. So it's a collaboration between SENMC and the Health Council. And the hope is to provide fresh fruit and produce to those who may not have access to it. We've looked at the numbers and we've seen there are people literally starving in our communities. And so we asked ourselves, how can we help address this issue? What's something practical that we can do? Luckily, we had Roadrunner Food Bank reach out to us a couple of months back and say, we have some extra produce that we would love to help distribute in your community. What can we do to make that happen? And, thanks to your team here at the Workforce Development Center, we were able to drop everything. And within 24 hours, how many did we end up handing out? 108 boxes of produce to community members.
Yeah, that was
that's amazing, right? To be able to do that.
They're such a great team because they're just like all over it. They're like, okay, I got this, you got that.
Yes.
This, that.
It was so impressive to see everybody come together at such a last minute, opportunity and really get it done. I really felt like we helped a lot of people that day. And then we did it again the following month with 110 families. So
that was 110.
110.
Amazing.
Yeah. So every time they call us, we will drop everything and make it happen if
Absolutely.
we can.
We got the lot.
I love it.
And
We're going to
team.
just keep doing it. And in the meantime, we're working on developing a sustainable model moving forward where we can maybe work with local restaurants or grocery stores who have close to expiring produce that they'd like to get rid of. We would love to partner with you. So, SOS, if you have one of those types of businesses, please reach out to us because we would love to partner with you and give you the spotlight you deserve whilst helping our community at the same time.
Oh, that would be lovely. And I would happily spotlight anybody who participates in that on
wonderful.
Midweek Matters or Community Forum episode because at KCCC, that's what we're all about, helping community.
I love it.
And, it's really important to Johnny. It's really important to me. It's how I found my way here because I'm just really community focused and so was he. And it was just like, this is amazing. I want to work with this guy.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that you have that opportunity.
I got really lucky.
What the Health Council is all about too, is partnering with other people of the same mind. And I think we all have that same focus and drive, which is to help our community. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Because we're all in this together.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how does one help with the Health Council if they wanted to?
So go to our website and check out www.eddycountyhc.org and reach out to our coordinator, Mia, and she can get you set up with our monthly meetings, when our subcommittees are happening. All the information you're going to want to know is going to be found right on that website. We also have a page on Facebook. If you just search Eddy County Health Council, it'll pop right up. And that's where we run a lot of our updates about meetings. And we just recently actually had a giveaway because we hit 500 followers.
Oh,
so we did a little follower giveaway for a self-care basket.
Nice.
Yeah. So as I said, we have a lot of different things we focus on, but one of the ones that's really close to my heart is the Women's Health Subcommittee. And we just got done doing a survey in the community to find out what some of the biggest barriers are for women who are facing, seeking out breast and cervical cancer screenings.
Oh, that's good.
And, one of the things we found is that women are experiencing hardship when it comes to travel, not necessarily paying for the testing, but what happens when you test positive and you have to travel to Lubbock or El Paso or Albuquerque? People can't afford it. And that's the reality. It's a hardship for a lot of people to have to travel, especially with the cost of gas right now. And so we're looking into creating a travel fund for those people.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So a lot of great things that we're working on. We're also doing a harm reduction subcommittee, which will be focusing on safe storage and disposal of medication, naloxone distribution, and gun lock distribution and education. So we're partnering with local gun safety educators and providing them with free gun locks to distribute to their classes. So all wonderful projects. And
They really are.
Yeah. And we're open for more ideas. So if you have some bright ideas, if you see a gap in our community, let us know. Like we would love to work with you on fixing other issues we may not have noticed.
I think it's really important that as community members, we really speak up when we see things like that. Even if we don't have a solution, just saying, hey, did you see this?
Right.
Right? Like, let's explore the way people are handling this in other communities.
Exactly. Let's talk about it. Let's have a dialogue. And that's mostly what our council meetings end up being is discussions about things that we're seeing in the community and discussing how we can fix it at the end of the day by pulling all of our resources together.
And we had from the Carlsbad Chamber, JW and Veronica came by to talk about the mayor's mini golf challenge. And I hear that the Eddy County Health Council is sponsoring healthy snacks for that event.
Yes, that's the second year that we've had the opportunity to do so. Last year we provided healthy breakfast food, so apples, bananas, like fruit basically, and some snack bars for the little ones who wanted to come and participate. So look forward to doing that again this year. Anytime the mayor asks us to come, we are happy to do it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So I think it's really funny that I almost got to meet you again through Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because I was going to buy the board game. I am I love games. I love gaming.
Same.
Games. I play a lot more video games right now than I do board games and card games, but I love all games.
Guilty.
And it was like, oh, darn, I really wanted to get that. But at the same point, I was like, oh, thank goodness she didn't wait on me.
Well, it actually ended up going to a good home, a young couple that had just moved here from out of town, and they wanted to play games with their kiddos. So it went to a good home ultimately at the end of the day. So
that's so great.
Yeah. But it is funny. I've noticed a lot of missed connections end up happening ultimately at the end of the day here in Carlsbad, because I don't know if it's, a small town or what it is, but I have a saying for it. I say, it's not just bad, it's Carlsbad, right? That's the way everything works out. So,
there's something about like when it hits 4:30 here and we close the building, I forget whatever I'm supposed to do and I just drive home.
That's interesting. It's like your homing beacon and everything else gets completely zoned out.
I ordered from a local that I found on Facebook, I ordered pet tags and I had 3 missed connections.
Oh no.
And because they were just bringing them to their workplace. So It's not like they went somewhere to meet me, but for some reason I could not get over there.
Right.
I don't know what it was. And I finally paid them to deliver them.
That's okay. My pet sitter, I have been trying to meet up with them to pay them and get my key back for 3 weeks now, and bumped into them working at Southwest. I was finally able to give the key to her and pay her, and it worked out great.
Oh, perfect.
It happens,
It's a little town.
It is. Yeah.
Actually, it's like a strangely intimate area. We were in Roswell yesterday, and my son saw one of his friends from the Boys and Girls Club there.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That is so funny. I remember one time I was driving to Lubbock for a doctor's appointment, and we stopped halfway through in Brownsville, and we saw Bill, my fellow board member, at the same exact restaurant at the same time. It was the most uncanny thing. Of all the popsicle joints, we had to meet in that one, right? It was just so funny, but
it absolutely is.
Yeah.
So how did you end up going so you did the World of Warcraft raid team. I love that so much. And then you're serving on the board at the college and on the Eddy County Health Council. I feel like there's probably something in between these two things where you were developing that experience further. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I've had kind of a diverse path to get there, but when I first moved to Carlsbad, I wanted to get a job quickly when I first got here, and I wanted it to be impactful still. And my husband's good friends with Chad Ingram from the Chamber of Commerce, and we said, Chad, what should Sarah do when I first moved here? And he said, well, you should go work at CARC. And so that's where I went and cut my teeth for a little while. I went Worked there as a family services coordinator for the early intervention program for a couple of years, and got some good experience there. And then I started having some health challenges that made it a little bit more difficult to do home visiting and, being around kids that are sick a lot with a compromised immune system. So I had to really take a look at what was, worth putting my body through, and decided, maybe it's time to kind of change paths a little bit. And so I took that opportunity and went to go work for my husband's company at the time, which was Avenga Water Well Services, as an office manager for them. And then he got the wonderful opportunity to go work at Sandia National Laboratories and as a principal scientist. And so I took that opportunity to take a pause and refresh and decide what I want to do. And then I saw a job listing with the Carlsbad Community Anti-Drug and Gang Coalition, who's another great nonprofit here in this community doing wonderful work. And so I worked for them as a media specialist for a bit of time. And then while I was in a meeting for them, my boss at Department of Health now, where I work, was in the same meeting and was saying, we need someone to run the Eddy County Health Council. And I said, well, it's kind of up my alley. I think this would be a great opportunity. And the rest is history. I've been with Department of Health now for 4.5 years, first as a contractor and then as a permanent employee, and now back to being a contractor again. I figured out I like being a contractor.
A little more flexible.
Oh, a lot more flexible. Absolutely. Especially with someone with health challenges, it's great to be able to dictate your own flexibility. And it gives me the freedom to be able to still do the things I love, like being on the board and working with the Health Council.
That's fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did not want to work when I first got here.
I mean, I didn't either, but you have to work, right?
Yeah. I was at home writing and loving that. And I have some published short stories. And so I was like, I need to read these into an audiobook. And so that's why I signed up for the podcasting class.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Very strategic.
And then I missed like half of it because I do a lot of travel for charity. And so I came back and took it the next semester so I could get the classes that I missed.
Very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Johnny was like, would you want a job?
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I don't know. Maybe. Because like money's good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like I could be less tight with it. That would be nice.
Yeah.
And then he's like, it's only 19 hours a week. I'm like, oh yeah, I could totally do that.
Yeah.
And then
perfect.
I get the offer letter and it's 29 hours a week.
Oh.
And he's like, oh, that was me. I'm sorry.
He just really liked you.
Yeah.
I wanted to seal the deal.
Yeah. And now I'm a permanent employee, as you know, because I think your first meeting as president was my first meeting as a full-time employee.
It was. I was very, very happy to be there.
It was excellent. And it's just, I love being a part of the college. I've had really great opportunities, to go and participate in kind of outside events, but representing workforce, which has been a lot of fun. And I get to play on the radio, which is also great.
You're living the dream.
Kind of, yeah. But it's funny because like I'm a fiction writer and I have a degree in writing for film and television, and yet I work in radio.
Oh.
But it's still scripting.
It's still scripting. Yeah, it's transferable for sure.
For sure. And then I find myself using more of like my board experience and running teams and stuff now as I take on other challenges for the school. And so it's like I like being able to use all my skills. You strike me as the type of person who likes to also be able to utilize their skills and their experience from past things and like revisit the ones that they really liked.
Absolutely, I do. And, we were talking in the hallway on our way over here to record. And, I said to you, I love variety. It's the spice of life. And I get bored very easily. And I don't know if that's the ADHD or my frenetic attitude, but here we are and I live with it. So,
yeah, I think there's a lot of us functioning with the distractions. Like it's like, oh, a shiny.
Yes. Oh, gosh, I'm so guilty of that. Absolutely. Yeah.
Is it? I don't remember if it's shiny or sparkly, but Jeremy the Crow from Secret of Nim has a line where he's like, I've always wanted a shiny of my very own. And like, that's been like one of my mantras in my life. Cause it's like, there's always something that's like challenging and exciting. And it's like, that's my new shiny. And it's like, oh, I want to go do that. I want to learn how to do those things.
I've been told that's called hyperfixation.
That doesn't sound as good as the shiny.
No, I like shiny better. I think you're right. Shiny's definitely better.
But I do definitely task focus, where it's like, I'm in the moment, I'm in the zone. And then it's like, all the world is this thing.
Yes.
And then, people are like, and I'm like, are you talking to me? Sorry, I'm task focused.
Exactly. It's hard to do that, isn't it? To switch from thing to thing. I've definitely been challenged with that, especially this week. It's one of the reasons that we've had such a hard time getting our schedules to align is I've been tasked with leading a project to convert all of our PDFs at the Department of Health to ADA compatible formats. So I'm literally been dialing in on the screen and just task focusing for about 2 weeks now.
Oh my goodness.
So I can definitely relate for sure.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That reminds me of when I did you mentioned Clark earlier, I did the tour of the facility with the homeschool hub. And then I did an interview with Carla later. And she was talking about the different placements that the people have. And they have the group of people that she calls the accountants because they really task focus on things. And so they'll go and work out at like WIP and they'll check the documents to make sure that it matches what the computer says. And they just go through it like over and over again. It's like, oh, there are times where I could definitely do that job.
Oh, absolutely. And then there are times when I absolutely could not.
I wouldn't even be able to sit at the computer.
Exactly. You get it.
Yeah. It's one of the things I love about being here because like even though it's like 75 years old, it's also kind of a startup.
Right. Exactly.
So there's new challenges and I can like do like today has been all radio. It's all radio all the time, which has been pretty except for a little drone break, which was excellent.
I love the drone break.
Yeah, that was nice. But tomorrow it's going to have a different focus entirely. And I love that.
Flexibility is so great. And I'm glad that you have that. And I'm glad that we're able to give you that. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's very rewarding. And we're talking about me again. I'm just happy to be here with you.
Yeah, same. I'm enjoying this as well.
What do you do for fun?
Oh, goodness. Fun. What's that? No, I'm just kidding. Well, because the thing is, I really love my work. I know that's kind of like cliche to say, but I finally found the work that I'm passionate about. And so it makes it like fun to go to work and to do the work that I do. So it doesn't leave a lot of time for like actual fun. But when I do have time, love going on dates with my husband, Dale, and playing with our 3 dogs, Shadow, Lincoln, and Jasper. Shadow's actually my service dog, and he comes with me everywhere. He's my Shadow. And he does diabetic alert work and deep pressure therapy for me. And so we'll go grocery shopping together and go to Walmart together. So if you see a pink-haired lady with a schnauzer, you know who I am. I don't make it very hard to find me. But,
no, definitely not.
No, but we also like going on walkies. They're an all-time family favorite is to go on walkies. And then I also run a garden in my backyard and then help with the community garden. I really enjoy gardening. It's like one of my favorite things to do, especially cutting the flowers from my garden when they finally bloom and putting them all over my house. I love flowers.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's important self-care. That's one thing I'm very big into is self-care because it helps with my disabilities, right? So I make sure I schedule at least one self-care session per week and then have little mini self-care routines to help keep things bright throughout the week.
That's smart.
Yeah.
So smart. Anytime you're living with a challenge like that, it's really important to take the time to care for yourself, whether it be physical or mental, like take the break and really like center yourself and see what you need, like a little self check-in.
Exactly. Exactly. And pace yourself. I found that out the hard way, recently. Pacing is so important. And it's something that's such a new concept for a lot of people that I love sharing about it to anybody that's willing to listen to me for like 2 seconds. But do pacing. It's so great.
Absolutely. That's really important. Spread that work out so that you can enjoy it.
Exactly.
So you like gardening and you're working with the community garden. So I know the idea is to produce fresh produce, but like how big of a garden are we talking about?
Well, for now, it's probably about 40 feet by 50 feet. So not a huge garden yet, but we really are hoping to expand it out. We've applied for a couple of grants to help in that purpose. So we're crossing fingers and toes that those come through, of course. But we're open. So if anybody's got some land that they would like a garden on, give us a call and we'd be willing to partner with you, of course.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And then how will it work? Do people participate in the garden?
Yeah.
to take produce from the garden?
Yeah, so we have volunteers. We also have workshops that Raymond Dominguez from the college hosts, and they do hands-on classes in the garden. So the garden's like a instructional tool for the classes. We also have volunteers that come out and do the necessary upkeep on the garden. Like probably next week I'll be doing a automatic irrigation system myself, since I have experience in that with my own garden.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So it's all, just all chipping in. And Raymond is our chief chaos coordinator for the garden. And he just tells us what to do, and we get our marching orders and we march. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've advertised the sessions when I see them on the calendar, put them in the listing. Of course. I think it's really important to let people know what's going on. And there's so much going on.
Oh gosh, yeah. There
and
is.
it's so funny because I moved here and I was like, I never knew what was going on. And like I'd stumble into things just accidentally because it's like we went to the park and, oh, look, there's a festival.
Right.
And it's like, I didn't know that festival was going to be happening, but there it is.
Well, it's funny you say that, because that's the whole reason I formed another one of my pet projects, which is the What's the 411 page on Facebook. We saw kind of a gap in coverage when it comes to promoting events, and especially city events, unfortunately. And so we thought creating the group would be a great opportunity for the community to speak up and say, hey, we're having this event on this day, everybody come out. Or talk about, which Sonic is the slow drive-through, and how many more McDonald's are we going to get in town, and all the fun conjecture posts.
Of course.
Yeah.
I love those. And I feed my news show there. Well, all of our shows. I post every morning there. But what the important one that I'm bringing up now is Midweek Matters, which was created specifically because I was taking a podcasting class and I needed to come up with a podcast. And my friend who I'm going to do another podcast with was not ready to start working. And so I was like, I need to do something. And I was like, I never know what's going on. And so like now my student worker helps, and we gather all of the events that we can find through Eddy County too. So we check out the Artesia Chamber of Commerce and their city and their library, and we're checking out everybody here. And then we do the Facebook crawl as well, because most people put their stuff on Facebook. And so we try to gather it all. And so like, it was so funny. 2 weeks ago, like essentially the Easter episode, the spring holiday episode, there were almost no events.
Right. It was weird. It was like a drought. Yeah. So bizarre.
It was really bizarre. And then this last week, it was like the longest event listing I have done in ages. But we gather and we list the source on our event announcements so that people know where we got it from.
I love that.
Yeah, it's really important. Not just to know where the news comes from, but also where are we getting our event details from?
Right. The way you prevent any questions of misinformation, like, is this a legitimate event? Because you do occasionally get some random trolls that'll try and spam for no reason to get advertisement points, and they're not real, right? And vetting that can be hard sometimes for community members. So it's really good that you're doing that. Yeah. And, I think maybe we should pin that post on the group each week. That sounds like a great opportunity for collaboration right there.
I love that so much.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
Do that. I also recently added the calendar that I've been maintaining since last year to the KCCC930AM.com website.
Now you guys know where to go.
So you can also look for things there. Check the time zone. My student worker is in a different time zone.
Oh.
And
which one?
He's in Pacific time.
Very good.
Yeah. And so I've had to change a couple of the listings, but he's set his whole calendar now to Mountain Time so that it shouldn't do that.
Oh, good.
But
yeah, that took a little bit of adjustment for me as well when I first moved here from California. I get it.
Yeah, it's like I haven't been in Mountain Time in a long time. I keep like misscheduling things with friends on the East Coast because I was in Central for like 12, 13 years.
It becomes habit. You just don't realize it.
Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, we're supposed to be meeting now.
I'm guilty of that as well.
So funny. But, all right. So we talked about the 411, which is great that you brought that up.
Thank you.
What's the 411 in Carlsbad specifically? And then we talked about the health council and kind of your journey into town and mine and your work with the board. Now you mentioned, and I don't know if you can talk about this on the radio, but you mentioned in the hallway earlier that the drone program, the drone soccer program, was one of your top 5 favorite decisions.
Oh yeah, I'm
that
happy
you
to
got
share
vote
that.
on.
I'm not embarrassed to share that. I'm proud of it. I think the drone program is going to be so gnarly and cool. I love it.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it. I'm happy to be participating. I was originally going to be an assistant coach for the homeschool hub team,
Oh, cool.
but now I'm a project manager, and so I had to leave the team.
Oh,
But now I get to fly the drones.
well, I mean,
so that's pretty cool.
silver lining.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have to wait, until the kids build them, because our
Right.
team has one for the demo. We'll be doing a demo at the STEAM Expo on the
Ooh.
23rd at SENMC. The whole day is actually really exciting because it's the Energy Day, starts at noon, and then at 4:00 the STEAM Expo begins, and we'll be doing demos there from 4 to 6 in room 101. But the whole campus is an open house as well. So there'll be a map, and you can go to different places and get your map stamped, or I don't know how the sticker stamped. I don't know how they're doing it. And then if you complete them all, you can enter for prizes, which is
Ooh,
really cool.
like a scavenger hunt.
Yes.
I love it.
I know. I'm so excited. So that'll be really great. But definitely come see us play with the drones because they are so cool and the kids are going to love them.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited. When I saw the YouTube video the first time, I was like, yes, immediately. Yes, no questions asked.
Yeah. Well, you have an appreciation for esports. You said you had done that at JMA?
Absolutely. Yeah. For a little bit of time, I got to help Miss Robbie Camphouse at JMA with their esports program when it first came off the ground. And unfortunately, I had to take a back seat on that because of my health issues, but it was a wonderful time while I was able to do it. And I actually, believe it or not, little known fact about me, I ran the first all-female esports team, professional esports team. The Sweet Synergy esports team. And we played competitively in all Blizzard games. So Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm, World of Warcraft, and all female rosters and female presenting.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience and definitely one for the history books, but I don't think I could go back to that. It's stressful doing contract negotiations with some of those personalities, but still rewarding and interesting for what it was.
That's a really neat fact about you.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank you.
for sharing that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I actually used to be really big in the World of Warcraft and Blizzard scene. Went to BlizzCon every year for almost 10 years straight and been friends with a lot of the upper management there. And, it was an interesting experience for what it was and learned a lot of great things from it. But, moving on to things that I can impact directly in my community has been so much more rewarding, honestly.
Right?
Yeah.
I really love that. I felt like when I lived in Fort Worth, it was really hard to connect. There were small groups of people who were doing small things in little neighborhoods.
Right.
But trying to penetrate into citywide stuff was near impossible.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
could not figure it out.
And try countrywide and worldwide. I mean, it's like pulling teeth or herding cats. Pick your poison.
So these cats have thumbs and they might burn it all down.
Yes, exactly. And more likely to burn it all down, if I'm being honest.
Well, excellent. Is there anything else that we should tell our audience before we go?
Not that I can think of, other than I just wish everybody has a wonderful, positive attitude and passes that on to everyone they see, because that's what this world needs right now, a lot more love.
A lot more love.
And that would be my one and only message for everyone.
I think that's perfect. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. So glad to be here again. Thanks for having me.
You're listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889.